Morning. Hi. More people. Ah. Morning, Zoomies. Yeah. Melissa, hey. Oh, got two Melissas. Hey, both of you. We got a Melissa in here too with us. Hi. Danielle, yeah. Hey, Skip. Hey, Sophia. What's up, JP? Hey, Julie. Good morning. I'm good. Hey, Julie. I love this. We got two Melissas. We got two Julies. Hey, Jeremy. I don't know if I said hey to you, Jeremy, but hey. What's up? Yeah, busy. Goes up and down. We're busy on here too. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on Zoom and lots of people in here. I know you don't. You can put some sandbags on that. Zoomies, if you want to have blocks, actually do have blocks, go get something. I can support you like a block. Hey, Abby.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a bolster and blocks and strap and water.
Great. Everybody copy Abby, okay?
I'll turn my mic off now. You don't have to hear me babble.
I like it. No, I'm good. Thank you. Hi, Barbara. You got a welcoming crew this morning. I'm gonna bring you up here, Zoomies. This link in the chat is what we're listening to over here. If you want to listen to it also. You can also find my profile on Spotify, which is, oops, Danielle Cosgrove Yoga, not Yoha. And there's like a million playlists on there. They all start with the word yoga. Those are all the yoga playlists. Some of them are like, power playlists though. So it might not be, exactly right for the vibe of this particular flow, but it's fine. I mean, listen to whatever you want. Morning. Hey, everyone. Welcome. This is fun. So that's the front of the room. We have lots of people on Zoom with us, so you'll see me interacting with them as well. That's why if my back's turned to you, that's what's happening. Did you grab a block on your way in, or do you have your own? Can I bring you one? Okay, I got you, Melissa. All right, so let's start in child's pose, facing the front of the room. I got towels too, if you want a towel. Hi, good morning. Take a moment to appreciate this unique relationship to the floor that you have right now, to the earth. It's not really very often in our day where we get this low and close to the earth. There's something really special, really intrinsically comforting about it. Welcome in the comfort. Tabletop pose, hands and knees. And I want you to start to move your body however feels right. So move your spine, move your head, move your arms. Feel free to move your legs too, although they're holding you up, but you can adjust your position to move your legs. You can move from here to down dog, here to cobra. There's no limit. Hey, Steph. Grab a blocker. Oh, you got everything right there. I see it all. Down dog. Lift one leg to the sky. Imagine this as a yawn for your lower body. Switch legs. Just in the same way you would like reach up and stretch up with your arms when you're yawning. Do that with your leg right now and yawn, even by reaching up your leg. Walk up to your hands. Grab opposite elbows. Drop your head. And rock around on your feet. Your feet are a microcosm for your entire body. So in the bottoms of your feet, there's all these pressure points that correspond with all the parts of your body. So as you rock around, be sure to get onto each and every corner, get every toe to press into the earth. As if you're massaging your whole body. Roll up to stand. Reach up with both arms, big full body stretch, full body yawn. Bring your hands to heart. Close your eyes and bow your head. When you spend a lot of time in your head, which is where most of us spend most of our time, it's way easy to notice obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. But when you give yourself time in the day to get embodied, to bring yourself into your physical body and to connect with your soul, with your spirit, you know, with that driving life force within you. In yoga, we call it prana, your life force. When you give yourself time to connect with that, then life becomes more livable, more flowable, more enjoyable, more joyful. So may this practice guide you out of your monkey mind and into your body and into your soul, into the thing that lights you up, into your fire. Let's take one Om, deep breath in. Reach up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Lift halfway, make a flat back. Plank pose. Come all the way down to the mat. Put your forehead right on the mat. You could use your hands by your shoulders to tent your shoulders if you need to give like a little more space to breathe, but forehead on the mat. So you really touch down your wisdom center, your third eye, straight to the earth. Now up dog, lift yourself up, look up at the sky. So now it's like pointing your third eye to the sky. Down dog. Walk up to your hands. Roll up. Reach up. Look up. Bow forward. Come up halfway. Plank. Drop down to the earth, forehead touch. Lift up to the sky. Down dog. Walk or hop up to your hands. Halfway lift. Bow in. Reach up. Fold forward. Half lift. Plank. This time, with your knees up or down, drop yourself halfway to the earth, chaturanga. Now up dog, lift up. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward. Walk or hop there. Halfway lift. Fold in. Reach up. Bow forward. Halfway up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Take one leg to the sky. Drop your head so much and look with your eyes toward your foot that's up in the sky. You may or may not be able to see it, but you're like looking toward it. Now hug knee to nose and look forward toward the front of your mat. Step between your hands, warrior one. Interlace your fingers above your head and flip your palms to the sky. in an effort to stretch the webbing of your fingers and your palm skin. Bring your hands behind your head now and drop your head back, chin up. Stretch the front of your throat and into your chest. Plank pose. Come on down to your forearms. Into the yellow wall, take side plank. You could absolutely have your bottom knee down. You could absolutely have your top arm up or behind you or on your hip. Look up at the sky. Lift your hips a little more toward the sky. Take a deep breath in. Sphinx pose. You're gonna drop your hips to the earth, gaze forward, and you're propped up on your elbows. This whole practice is a dance between like letting gravity pull you in and down and then fighting it to lift yourself up and away. Kind of like life. You're learning where to lean in and where to pull back. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. Send your other leg high. Drop your head and look with your eyes toward where your top foot is. It's a little kind of crazy if you're used to just looking at the bottom foot. Then when you start to look for the top one, you really feel upside down. Hug it in, knee to nose, and look forward. Step forward, rise up, warrior one. Interlace your hands again, put the other pinky on the outside, and then flip it to the sky, more stretching of the palms. Behind your head, head back. Open up your elbows wide. Plank pose. Come on down to forearms. Take your other side, side plank. There's a really interesting dance in this pose, discovering where to lift and where to press, where to allow yourself to give and where to kind of fight for it. Sphinx pose. Drop the hips and allow yourself to give in to the pull of gravity. Child's pose. Tuck your toes under. And keep sitting back in child's pose. So there's some weight in your toes and some stretch of the bottom of your feet. Down dog. Lift one leg to the sky. Bend your knee this time. Hug your heel toward your bum. So you have to actively squeeze the calf into your thigh. Lift your knee higher. Now hug it to your elbow, whichever elbow you want. Look right between your hands, step right between your hands. Drop the back knee down to the earth. Go forward and back a few times. You're in a lunge, and then you're in a half split. Forward and back. Lunge forward and stay. Twist up. So you're gonna reach toward your front leg and up toward the sky. Your belly turns to your front leg. Yeah, you all got it. Now charge up your back leg. So tuck the toes under, get your knee up off the ground and charge it up like it's a kickstand. Pull yourself up to warrior two. Come up and open your arms. Awesome. Interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your palms together in a hand hug. You can bend or straighten your arms. Roll your shoulders back and lift your chin to the sky. Humble warrior, bow forward to the inside of your thigh. And then like slow motion, no slingshots, let your arms go and drop them to the inside of your thigh. Lizard lunge. You can put your back knee down. Use your block to prop up on. Oh yeah, you could prop the back knee or you could prop the forearms. And I can bring you another block if you need it. Take a breath in. Down dog. Use the exhale like a propeller. Take your other leg to the sky. Bend your knee. Remember, you're hugging heel toward bum and calf into the back of your thigh. And if you're not used to squeezing your knee like that, it's gonna feel odd. Most people don't do this during the day, right? It's not like a typical thing you'd do at your desk or in the car. Hug knee to nose. Look right between your hands. Actually, it's knee to elbow this time, knee to elbow. So you're either opening out a little extra or you're pulling across your body a little extra. Okay, step through. Even though some of you already did, don't think I didn't see you. Back knee down. Go forward and back a few times. Lunge to half split. Now lunge forward and reach up in the direction of your front leg into a twist. Charge up your back leg to a kickstand. Now every kickstands on a bike are metal, so you want your leg to feel like metal, like strong. Pull yourself up, take your time to warrior two. Awesome. Catch your hands behind. Put the other pinky on the outside. If you're not sure which one, trust me, it's the one that you don't try to go to first. It's the other one. Press down, lift up. So the tops of your shoulders lift to the sky. Drop your head back. You feel like you're leaning back. Trust your legs. Humble warrior, bow forward. Slow release of the hands down to the ground for lizard. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands and feet to the middle of your mat. So even if you use the wall for balance, let's start here away from the wall. Come up to stand. So in a second, we'll move to the wall for actual balance poses. But before we do, use this moment to just like calibrate yourself. I like to call it calibrating. So you pick up one foot to a hover. It can literally be like one hairline off the ground. Okay, let yourself wobble as much as you wobble. And you're working with the foot you're standing on. So shift your weight around, just like we did in the first ragdoll, from toes to heel, from pinky toe edge to the inner edge. Okay, feel all the muscles of the ankle kick on. And then switch, other foot. Rock around so you feel the toes press down. You feel the heel press down. Feel the pinky toe edge press into the earth and the inner edge. And then you could stay in the middle. You could go to the wall. You could go halfway, whatever you want, whatever works for you for balance. Then pick up one knee. So you want your knee to come as high as you can and then calibrate on your standing foot. Try coming onto tiptoes into a balance. Try rocking back, pick up your toes. Then take your leg out to the side. So hold your knee or grab your foot and straighten your leg. Standing leg raise. So your free hand can hold the wall, can hold your heart, can hold the hip, can reach to the sky. And cross your leg right over top, eagle legs. Squat down real low. Do self hug or do eagle arms. Chair pose, release. Or squatting, get low. Bring your hands to heart. Close your eyes. Come onto your tiptoes. Could you squat a little lower? Could you lift your heels a little higher? Remember one key word of everything I said in the beginning of class: fire, that inner spark. 5, 4, 3, take a breath in, 2, mountain pose, release. Pick up your other knee for the second side of balance. Lift your knee straight up in front of you and then calibrate the standing foot, rock around on it. And you really want to try to throw yourself off. Get up on your toes, get back and off your toes. And take your knee out to the side. Grab your knee or your foot. Then use your other arm accordingly. Cross it over top, eagle. Squat down low. One of my favorite ways to use the block here is under my toes. So you prop it under your toes like a kickstand. Get a little lower. Take a breath in. Release it, shake it out. And you'll need space between you and the wall. So if you're close, get away a little bit, then chair pose. Hands at heart center. Deep breath in. Chair twist, either side. And then either at your heart, do hand hug, or open up your arms really big. Make two fists and squeeze tight. And as you squeeze your hands together or your fists apart, squeeze your core too. Take a breath in. As you exhale, squeeze even more. Then come to center, chair, stay low. Other side, chair twist. Either hand hug at heart, squeeze, or open up your arms, two fists, squeeze. As a reminder to squeeze the core like you're juicing a lemon. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Come to center, stay low for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna sit. You're gonna actually sit. Take your block or zoomies at home, anything you got that's like a block, put it right in front of you and open up your legs wide. All right, so take the block somewhere you can touch for now, or whatever prop you got is fine. You're gonna slide it forward. Slide it until you can't slide it anymore. Then hold it there, flex your feet, stretch your heels forward a little more. Could you just scoot them? Like, just see if you can scooch each heel a little further forward. Then slide the block 1 more centimeter and stay. Now, if you need the block to prop on, you can sneak it back under you, get it under your forearms or something. I'm gonna slide the whole thing over to one leg, all the way over. Maybe you get the block to the outside of the leg. Could be on top, right in the middle also. Over to the other side. Maybe to the outside of your leg. And come on back to the middle. Get rid of the block for a minute. Bring your feet together, feet on the mat, and rock side to side. So upright windshield wipers. Drop them over one way. You're gonna walk yourself toward your knees. Go toward your knees, use your hands, walk around toward the back edge of your mat. You can stay up on your hands looking to the back edge of your mat, or get down on your forearms, do your twist. Come back around. Don't drop the knees the other way. Walk your hands that way and around behind you. Come on back to center. Take your block with you. You're gonna come onto your back. Supported bridge. Slide the block under your hips. Go flat height with the block or medium height. Don't go the highest one for this. And then straighten one leg out. So you got one foot on the floor, flat on the floor, and the other leg is on the floor still, but straight out in front of you. Now put your whole attention on the hip where your leg is straight. Breathe big into that hip. So when you inhale, your belly stretches up like a balloon and you pull and tug on the hip flexor. Switch legs. Put the attention down to the hip. Breathe big. And both feet on the mat. Lift up off your block, bridge pose. Come on down. Cross one ankle over, pigeon pose. So you could leave your feet, your one foot on the ground, just kind of rest like that, more restorative style, or hug it, or more active. You could go to the wall also. Put your foot up on the wall. Switch legs. Butterfly or happy baby. So feet together, drop them on the earth, or grab each foot. You're using your arms to draw down on your feet for happy baby. Draw your knees toward your armpits. Also feel free to go between the two, each one for a couple breaths at a time. Rock up to a seat. Seated tree legs. Don't fold forward. Open it up a little wider than usual. Take your long leg out a little wider. And put your hand on the floor behind your bent knee. Hand on the floor. Push into the floor and lift up. Hips to the sky. And reach back behind you. Drop your head back behind you for Stargazer. Our pose of the month. Think about the whole front of your body. Stretch. And come down. You know, lay over your long leg, just a real quick fold. And then right back to Stargazer. Plant your hands, same side, lift up. Come down. Go over the long leg. Drop your whole head. Come up and switch. Seated tree, wider than usual. Hand behind your bent knee. Stargazer, lift up, reach back. It might help to tent your hand in the back or prop up kind of like on your knuckles to get a little higher. Come on down, stretch over the long leg. Go back up, stargazer. Lift and stretch. Drop and stretch over the long leg. Drop your head, like forehead to your shin, forehead toward the earth. Relax your belly, lean in. And come on up. Reverse tabletop. So feet on the floor in front, hands on the floor in back. Press to lift. You could keep your chin tucked in, look forward toward your knees, or drop your head back. While you're there, open up your hands a little wider. Little scoots, 1 centimeter at a time, and then see if you can press and lift higher. Come down, all the way to your back. Grab your block or get to the wall for a waterfall. Legs up. You could also do arms up. So you have to keep enough sthira, enough structure to hold yourself in the position, but then find sukha, ease, in your toes and in your fingers, in your breath, and in your attitude. Find sukha, ease. In your skin and in your muscles, find sukha. And take your arms around your head like a frame. So your hands touch above your head somewhere. Just relax your arms like they're sandbags. Drop them into the earth. Bend your knees, let them come toward your chest. I like to cross my ankles to hold it in place. Drop your knees to the street side. Coming off the block, scoot that out of the way. And recline twist. Switch sides. Balance the sthira and sukha. Enough effort to hold the structure of the pose. And then plenty of ease to really get the benefits of the pose. If you're over efforting, it's really easy to just kind of miss the whole thing. It needs to be a balance of yin and yang. And then if you're under efforting, right, same thing. Come to center. Stretch both legs up. Grab anywhere you can reach on your legs, so like knees, calves, ankles, feet, wherever you can reach. Draw your legs toward you. It's okay if the hips come up. It's okay if they don't. And then bend your knees, squeeze them into you tight. And as you're squeezing, it's going to be a little tough, but take a deep breath in. So you got to fight through the squeeze. Breathe out. And then again, deep breath in and hold it at the top. Shavasana, breathe out. Bring your attention to the whole edge of the back of your body, where your body meets the earth. And blend the edge of the back of your body with the edge of the earth. Seated meditation. Take your time coming up. Sitting right up on your block is helpful to sit taller. So you want to open up all the space to breathe. So sit up, sit with your shoulders back. Think about where your diaphragm lives, in the center of the front of your body, between your ribs there at the front in the soft spot. And lift up from there, open up that spot, like opening up all the windows of the house. And a lot of people think that the job of meditation, like your job is to clear your mind. Don't worry about that. That will come eventually. All you have to do is notice. Notice what you notice. Notice what gets your attention. You know, you only have so much attention to give. Notice what gets your attention. Bring hands up to heart and put all your attention there. Source your Om and ultimately your words and actions from there. So one Om from the heart, deep breath in. Together we say, Namaste. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Zoomies.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome. YTT, stick around. We're gonna stay for Q&A, YTTs. Yeah. You can put blocks in this pile right here, so we know to sanitize them. YTTs, type in the chat your takeaways. So 2 takeaways per person, okay? So each of you put 2 takeaways, 2 nuggets in the chat. You're welcome. You too. We can make a pile. Thanks.
Huh? Oh, but you killed me.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. You're welcome. See you soon.
Start going into this class and get rid of that crazy weight training class. Like, I must slow down because it's such a hard to me.
Yeah.
So, not that your class is a slow down, but it's a good,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I'm sure it is compared to weight training.
I can still do my weight training, but not that. Have a good day.
So I'll see you on next Wednesday.
Yes.
Bye, Candace.
I know, I like to, I only do whatever like 3 times, so I don't want to do it really.
Yeah, I see a lot of talk about Stirasuka. Yes. Yep, finding your own spark, fire. Yeah, we did talk a little bit. I didn't say the actual word reflexology, but we did talk about all the body parts that are represented on the bottom of the foot. Yeah, Sophia. Notice what you notice. Notice what gets your attention. Yeah, really good, y'all. Any questions I can answer before I start talking? You're welcome. Y'all, it can also be questions about whatever you've been talking about all week in teacher training. It doesn't have to necessarily be from this class. You can bring anything here, any questions you have. Bye, you're welcome. Let's give them something to talk about. Okay, all right, well, oh, someone gonna say something? No, okay. All right, so main topics were, yeah, so we started with talking about, okay, well, here's some words that we said that were in Sanskrit. Let me get down here, it's easier down here. So what were some Sanskrit words that you heard? If you can think of any, post them in the chat. Any other ones? So prana is life force. And that's the easiest way to describe its people. But I like to further explain it sometimes, and especially to you all, to have a deeper understanding. So prana, some people will say that it's breath. It's actually not breath. It's a little deeper than that. So prana is, the way I explain it, is that it's the marriage between your breath and your heartbeat. So it's not exactly something that, it's not like its own entity, it's deeper. It's not just breath, it's not just heartbeat, it's not just like life. It's what comes of the breath happening and the heart beating at the same time. So it's like the, yeah, it's like that inexplicable energetic force that moves you physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So yeah, so we started off and I mentioned, you know, whatever I was saying about getting out of your mind and getting into your body. So there's that. And then that led to mentioning prana. So then now you know more about what prana it is. It's like the marriage of heartbeat and breath. It's what's happening when those two vital life, vital signs of life are happening together. And then we talked a lot about balancing. I didn't mention Stirasuka till toward the end, but in the middle, we did all the like calibrating on your feet, you know, and ragdoll first, and mentioned reflexology, how your feet are a microcosm for your body. So you can get really into that. We used to do some classes where we actually would like bring reflexology into it. So it was like think it was like a foam rolling and reflexology class or something. And we would like foam roll part of it and then use little wooden balls to put pressure on the different reflexology points in the feet. So that's really cool. Like you can bring all kinds of things. All of that applies into classes. And we actually have the reflexology maps painted on the walls at Orlando studio, 1 foot in each studio. And yeah, so like I just mentioned this really briefly in class, you know, just to bring awareness to it. And then we did the calibrating in ragdoll and then also standing up away from the wall. This particular class, why I mentioned that is because most people in this particular class in person use the wall for balance, but it's really good to get your students off the wall too, even if it's just like for a little second and not for like a whole pose or anything, but just to, you know, pick up 1 foot even for a couple breaths. So I mentioned that in the beginning, to get off the wall. And then we moved to the wall and did balance poses, standing leg raise and eagle. And in that time, I was like putting effort on, you know, shifting your weight around, get on your toes, get your toes up, things like that to really challenge the balance. And then I brought the Sthira Sukha conversation at the end. So Sthira is structure. It's actually spelled with an H, like that. So it's structure. It's if you know any other words that go with it, type them in the chat. But it's structure. It's physical. It's the yang or yang. It's like muscles and bones. Yep, stability. It's you know, it's like it's effort. There's a really good word for it. It's effort. And then sukha is the opposite, and that's the ease. So it's actually like a really great analogy is a Tupperware. So the Tupperware itself, the container itself is sthira, and then the space inside the Tupperware is sukha. And so, you know, within like when you're coaching your students into sukha, you want to be thinking like space, ease, space between thoughts, space in the spine physically. Yeah, the opposite of effort.
Flow.
Flow. Yeah, totally. Definitely more like water and air elements for sukha, and then earth and fire elements for sthira. Another thing I just had in mind was oh my God, I lost it. What was I thinking? I don't know. You could also think of it as, this wasn't the thought, I lost it, but you could also think of it as like sthira is the pose and sukha is kind of, oh, okay, then yeah, it was on the same page as what I was thinking. So sthira is like doing and sukha is like being. So in that same vein, sthira is like the pose and sukha is like what you're doing in the pose, how you're being, how you're acting, or whatever you have your students do, whether it's breathe or look at a drishti point, like that. And then most time, like, so, you know, a lot of times you want people to find the balance between the two. There's also times where, and I think we might have done this together, I might have taught this with you all, but there's also times where you need more of one and less of the other, you know, like in a lot of the really strong poses like chair or plank, you need a lot, you need like a 70-30 split, you know, you need like a lot of effort, you need a lot of structure, you need a lot of fire for plank, but then you also have to find some of those elements of ease at the same time. And then when you get to like reclined twist or a waterfall or something like toward the end of class, you're bringing a lot more ease, but you do still need some structure, right? Like we talked about in the twist, like, or even in waterfall, both today. Find enough effort to hold the structure of the pose, but then really like allow yourself to give and soften. And in those times you would be using cues like that, you know, like to breathe or find ease, soften. Yeah, how so, Julie?
I just noticed when you were presenting different poses, the way you you added in like drop your brain or drop your head, feel, you know, move, you know, feel all the edges of your feet. And also for me, the pose in down dog, lifting your leg, bringing your calf to your quad, feel how that, you know, what that does in your knee, and you don't do that normally. It moved me from more of a Sukha moment to a Stira moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
You know, leg lift, which is real, you know, because this class seemed to me early on to be way more of a Sukha class, but then you were able to change it up with cue sandwiches to focus more of a Stira moment in that class.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Totally. Makes complete sense. And everything you say is going to guide your students into one place or the other, right? So, and any physical cue, no, I shouldn't say that, but physical cues will definitely guide whether or not people move to Stira or move to Sukha. Are they going to put in more muscular effort, or are they going to relax and find ease? Are they going to, you know, be focusing? Like a lot of times with like runner's lunge or something, I'll be like, you know, focus your eyes forward, and you know, it's like right now in this moment, you're like looking into the future, you're looking forward in time, where you're like, yeah. So even though I'm asking them to do like a drishti thing, I'm still guiding them with my cues to something very like fierce, you know, versus saying like, you know, drop your shoulders into the mat and take a deep breath and let it out, you know. So your cues are definitely going to guide your student one place or the other. And in a lot of ways, it's your job to bring both to everything in some form of balance. So what you just said exactly is a perfect example. It's like we were in, you know, a down dog leg lift, super Stira. You need a lot of structure to hold your leg up there while you're also upside down. And then, you know, what ways can you guide the student toward a little bit of ease? Or if it's like a relaxed pose, let's say like pigeon on your back, then you're like totally guiding them towards Sukha with that pose because it's supported and it's pretty relaxed. But then you could give them like a Stira cue, like flex your foot.
Well, and I noticed that too, even with Happy Baby, when you said you need to be using your arms to pull down, or I'm not sure if you said it exactly that way, but you know, I oftentimes think of Happy Baby as being moving into that relaxation. So that actually became then more of a Stira moment for me.
Yeah, exactly. Really good point. Sophia, yes, I get what you're saying. Like, don't put anything in like a boundary. Like this is definitely yang or this is definitely yin. And I say absolutely yes, don't, because any pose can can go in either direction on any scale, like any ratio, like, you know, something could be like 20% stira and 80% sukha in one moment and then flip right in the next moment. So I wouldn't say like put anything in a definite box like that, but at the same time know that there's definitely places where it's typically more like plank pose. You know, you're not really gonna get like a sukha plank ever. You know, unless you like lay on top of something with your like set up like plank, but yeah, so or like chair pose, same kind of thing. So in that sense, you just want to, you know that some poses definitely land in one place or the other mostly, but how can you bring in a little bit of whichever one it's not mostly? And then a lot of poses have like a half and half, like lizard can be like 95% stira, like really strong, really efforting, or it can be like put a block under your back leg, put a block under your forearms, get some sandbags, get a bolster, you know, it can totally go one way or the other. But yeah, good question.
I found that whenever you would take us into Sukha from a stira thing, it's normally like when you said like the downward dog with the lifted leg, make it like a yawn, or just the cue to smile when you do want get down lower and smile and breathe. It's like that always sort of softens it because it makes you go, oh yeah, or you know, just relax a particular muscle group. Or that's why I felt like it was an energetic sinking, because some of the things were really and then it was sort of like and so it made it, you felt it, there was some heat more than normal for a not heated flow. I love the yawn, that made me laugh.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, lots more to talk about with stira and sukha in the upcoming times, months, weeks, months. And I'll see you tonight, maybe.
Thank
Peace.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. See you soon.
See you soon.